Ashanti, it's a must. Yeah. And them for no Ashanti, representing for the mothers, yeah.
The reason we went to Jamaica is that, of course, Jamaica is a country with a very, very big ganja history. It originates back to the slave time, where the slaves run away from their white masters, from the sugar plantations, into the mountains, hiding in areas where there's natural spring, where they can grow, where they became completely self-supporting. We knew this in Jamaica, this history, so we decided also to show the diversity of the cannabis plant in Jamaica. You have all kinds of different areas where different strain grows, so it's very interesting for people to see.
Jamaica is a lovely, peaceful country, and although it has a bad reputation in some parts of the media, I found it very peaceful. Undoubtedly, there are one or two areas with crime, but for the most part, it's a beautiful, peaceful and wonderful country.
Say we in a country, we don't want the chalice done. Orange will give me a flipping pound. Make Shanty bun a flipping clown. Some boy can't swim in a grandy, them a flipping town. Then them a searching me with it and the flipping town. Because we're in the flipping town. We're in the herbs so the money we just a flipping round. The euro, the US and the flipping pound. Yeah, the officers still fancy. It's a must. Land of barracks, Jamaica land. We love. Boy, yeah, boy. Yeah, man. Boy, yeah, boy.
Jamaica is a very big island in the Caribbean. It's one of the biggest. It's very interesting to see how it's actually divided in two regions. The climate in Jamaica is very different in the east than it is in the west. The west part of the island is definitely a little bit drier, and it enjoys more sun overall in the year, while on the east part of the island it rains a lot more, and it's lush, it's green, it's a lot more tropical in a way.
If Jah be for us, tell me who can be against us. If Jah be for us, we will never be afraid. If Jah be for us, tell me who can be against us.
How far are we from the equator here?
Not too far. We are closer to the tropic than to the equator. Here
how many degrees from the equator? Because that's above 15. And what makes this Orange Hill so the best in the West here? Because everybody keeps raving about, you guys have a great pot by the way, about, is that because the sun is longer here?
Yeah, the sun is one of the main things.
The sun is one of the main things on Orange Hill.
Right. The place, I mean sun, soil, temperature, water, the place, you know? The grower, the place, the genetics. If it comes together, you can see the result.
Right, big and serious.
Yeah, look how green, eh?
And they're really handling the equator or the tropics.
Hey Simon, every artist, reggae Jamaican artist you could think about, big, famous, they always talk about West. West always has, for centuries, they carry the title.
In the West, you can say the different way of growing there has a lot to do with the climate. You see that the ocean water is getting pushed through the rocks. It's a kind of cleaning system. And in the end, the plants get a lot of good minerals. They get a lot of air because they're growing in this rocky area and they have this dry wind there. Look, it's pretty soft rock.
Yeah. Huh. Amazing, amazing.
Every 2 days water? Every day? Whoa, what man? And also the reason of this white thing is that you keep the plant low, the roots don't shoot really deep in the ground because of the rock.
No chemical.
No chemical, so you don't, you smoke organic weed. Don't forget, all the pot all over the world is fertilized, gets this other taste, people don't flush it properly. Yeah. And now here you have original organic, and also look the space they use. You see that? Because he could put them much closer to each other.
True. True.
But he probably swaps the tires to another piece of the rock.
To get minerals and
then they play around in the same field. It also means you don't have to swap fields like this.
No. Yeah. The terrain doesn't get...
And the soil, with this iron in, is not...
Yeah, you can crumble it.
Because normally you wonder where's the air, you know, but here apparently it's not a problem.
And as soon as the roots dig in the rock material, there's pockets of air like crazy.
Perfect created microclimate thing here with for the plants. Fantastic.
Orange Hill is really a legend because It's known to be the place where the finest Jamaican grade comes from. When we went to Orange Hill, we saw probably the highest mix of external genetics that we ever encountered on the island during our trip. Wow, this is a sweet purple. Eh? It's a flowery sweet purple. Normally purple hair plants are more soury, but this one is fruity.
You see that a lot of influences from Europe and America came in here the last 10 years. Frank and I found a lot of our own plants growing everywhere. You see a lot of plants coming from South America, growing everywhere.
And it was very interesting to see how by mixing 1 or 2 or 3 generations with the local pollen, all these variety has created amazing crossings. There were purple all over the place, and this purple was penetrating into the genes of the white widow, into the genes of the cushes and the trainwrecks, creating an amazing array of varieties.
Chris, what we have here?
This is what you call an Orange Hill skunk.
Orange Hill skunk?
Yes, sir.
There's actually several strains around.
Yes,
Because we saw some purple, some kush.
Yes.
This is like 3-4 weeks in flowering. It has 3-4 weeks to go, and it's going to be amazing. The seeds sprout, and there's basically 12-12, so there's no growth time. They just go up, shoot flower.
You just grow the whole year around?
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
And them fi know a shanty, yeah. Representing herbs me smoking. Alright then.
Let me get this straight. The sea water goes through the rock, loses the salt, gets enriched with minerals, and gets pumped to the container. Respect. Yeah, I still taste a little salty, but not too much.
If it's cold, you could drink it. Even if it's warm, you could drink it. To me, I want some right now to fucking drink.
So we are here in one of the secrets of Orange Hills, the coral rock formations, very close to the oceans. And we always figure out why Orange Hill is the best in the West. Well, partly through the coral formation, the ocean pushes the water right through the rocks, comes down in all those caves. I'm going to show you a little. Beautiful water, a little brownish, and a little bit salt. Probably another trick for the growers here. They pump 2,000–3,000 liters an hour with a diesel pump, 200 liters to the field. Then it goes in a big container and goes to all the plants. So one of the secrets of Orange Hill. Ras, this purple one, huh? How many years you have those seeds?
We used to work with the 6-month weed first.
Yeah.
That's why I stepped to this
Okay,
one.
so you move from a 6-month strain now to...
Down to 8 week.
8 week.
Yes,
Yeah.
2 months.
2 months.
So you cut next week, 1 week away.
Yes, sir.
But these seeds, how long you have them? You have any how many years?
We never keep track of how long we keep.
Yeah.
The first seeds from Amsterdam, when did they came in this area? And the first real high grade, which year we're talking about? 1990 or 95? Or?
No, so not so long.
Not so long?
Newly, man. Fresh in the game
Fresh,
right now.
yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a new strain. I just say, where you say it come from?
So what you used to use before that strain?
Amsterdam. God, man, I best.
The real purple, eh?
This is one we have two really special plants in. There you have a cross with the purple.
Yeah.
You don't see often purple anymore like he does it.
No. But this is really white widow with the purple on it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's like 15% purple in this field. Like 1 on 6, 1 on 7.
Yeah, at least.
Mix.
Mix,
all
eh?
Over, all over.
How many years you have purple?
From coming out of business, because I like it purple.
Yeah. Okay,
keep
so a
it.
long time you have them.
So when we breed this strain,
Yeah.
we select them.
Yes.
Select for purple.
Yes.
Respect, dude.
Yeah, man. I like the boat to the bird, you know. I want to them, man. Yeah, man, Shanty, you know. Represent, you know. Boy, yeah, boy. Yeah, man, just a whole athlete, them, you know. Boy, yeah, boy. Lightning bolt, 600 volts. Taking them down, taking them down. Lightning bolt, 600 volts. Taking them down. Yeah. Lightning bolt, 600 volts.
Full bright pink hair.
You see how intense that purple
It's
is?
incredible. It's neon. Neon.
Purple, no?
Like
Pink. You guys
neon.
call it pink?
Yes.
Nah, it's purple.
It's
color
This one
blind.
is purple.
maroon, man.
This one
It's
is
like
purple, but it's light purple. It's
That
fluid.
look like a more fluorescent pink.
It's fluid.
I just love the smell.
And the resin already on this one is ready. This one is finished.
Which area are we now? Makopin?
Makopin.
Makopin.
Right. Yeah.
This is the side of the most wanted.
Yeah, most wanted. That's famous because even in St. Vincent, you remember that little place? You see the
we were in
poster?
St. Vincent.
And in Amsterdam we have the posters called Most Wanted. You see all different strains on it.
Well, they have a good strain of water still. They have the same thing with Orange Hill water truck. They have the same way. Buy water from the water truck, same way.
You see when it was coming up, we see also a big pipe also, a big pipeline. So you know the water system more better.
Sure.
In this community.
When you drive up here, your cars stay like this coming up, so they really up on the high climate. So they have a good growth here too.
Yeah, because you look to the other side, you see everywhere
fields,
full, eh?
All the way fields.
So how does the helicopters do that? They just land in the field?
They strap down from rope.
They strap down?
Yeah, but from rope, and just jump down on the rope. Come through and they start chopping and burning when they get up. When they know where a field is actually at, they send choppers there, just drop down the troops them, chop down and burn down.
They just burn it down,
burn it out
troops out of the helicopter.
Yes.
So me say puff, puff, puff and pass. Where we want nuff grass. Serious with the herbs, don't cause you must cough. Weed make we happy so we bust a weed laugh. Weed fi stack up in at the bus just pass. Bees could have preach with the telescope class. Me a smoke weed for lunch, drink tea for breakfast. Brains a take off just like a spacecraft. Enough weed, he makes me airport. Hey, strange hunter.
Yeah.
Say nothing, you know.
Yeah,
respect.
Yeah, man. Mark up pen with there, you know.
Yeah,
highest grade.
Highest.
Hey.
Especially if you're really stoned, no? You go really into these plants. You say, what? You know, like as you're around, you see all these different phenotypes. You see the. You were stoned too, Chris. No. You've been smoking too much gum, man.
No, what you said, right? It's like when you on this shit and you look at this plant, you go into a different dimension. You see all type of different motherfucking colors. You start smoking your own self. Like, wow, this is pink. This is fucking gold. This is fucking. You know, like every time you look at it, it's a different color. What the fuck? Oh my God.
Life in Jamaica.
Life in Jamaica.
Sometimes in life, you've got to fight for what is right. All times in life, you have to walk with confidence by your side.
That's where this one
in
came
this
from.
great life.
Whoa! That's a dry house. Whoa, man.
That's all the weed that came from that field that we saw 2 months ago. The field were just incredible, huh?
Wow.
This is Most Wanted.
Yes, sir. You have a lot of gentlemen will come from there here and buy at a cheaper rate.
Yeah.
Get back down there.
Yeah.
And put 3-4 grand on the weed. They do that for years.
Oh, yeah?
For years, they always come here and buy it for a cheaper rate. Get back a nigger and add a 2-3 grand onto the weed.
How much is here?
About 100 to 200. About
100 to 200,
170 to 200.
Everybody talks about this is really high-grade Jamaican. They don't even realize it comes from Europe before from the Americans, you know? High-grade Jamaican. This is what all they want.
I travel all over the place, and every time I travel, I gotta carry me even if a split for this blood clot weed. I'm not gonna carry that type of Yo, anyway, you see me at Jamaica, but yo, I dismiss smoke or Orange Hill. Remember me tell you?
Most Wanted.
Most Wanted Jamaica 2011. We don't care about time, we care about quality.
Yes, but, hey Frank, you look really fucking happy. Like a spoiled rat.
Yeah, man, the pagan them so we not gonna make it, you know. But Celestia says to overcome it, come on. Come we go chant on Babylon one more time. Celestia, come we go chant on Babylon one more time. Yeah, come we go chant on Babylon one more time. Celestia.
The only thing that we find that within Jamaica there is a trickery that went on in 1962 where these two political tricksters went to England and signed for their own political freedom to kill the people. For 1963 we see the Prime Minister send out all his armies and forces to kill the people in Coral Garden in St. James. We know that at the Coral Garden massacre he was said, kill Rastas, kill Rastas. What did Rasta do? Rasta never take arms against the government, the people, no one in Jamaica. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for life. If you give him a fish, you only feed him for the night. So that's life. You know, where we need sustainability. Jamaica is the richest country in the world. And you see they have the poorest people.
How many farmers you think depend on this here in Jamaica?
This area?
No, in the whole Jamaica. You have any idea? There's 2.7 million people
depend
on ganja.
Well, listen to me now. Jamaica, you see, if you read the statistics, they tell you that unemployment is above 20%. And when you take a check, you see, that unemployment figure, that employed figure is also farmers who in the farm planting ganja just the same. So you see all those other 20%, 99% of them have to be here in the farm planting ganja.
Otherwise they wouldn't survive.
They wouldn't survive.
Yeah.
They have to depend on this. The big politician, they are the hypocrite. That's why they keep it like this. They want to continue making money from it. And the poor people make nothing. When the police come and take it, the police go back and sell it. It's a business where they continue to keep the people poor and poverty.
We think there's a few 100 million people around the equator in the world that depend the children to the school,
the only
medicine.
crop that can save planet Earth. Yeah. This is some herbal tea made from the ganja plant.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, some of the most potent plant. It has a lot of medicinal values that we know from our ancestors till this time. They used to use it for different ailments. So it's a tradition we continue in this time to drink herbal tea from the gourd.
What other medicinal purposes it has these days that people use it in Jamaica?
For asthmatic cures, bronchitis, glaucoma.
I can use some of that, no?
Sinusitis.
Sinus, yeah?
Yes, yes.
It's good for putting pillows.
Yes.
For breathing.
And every home in Jamaica has a bottle with some white rum, green ganja and pimento as your first aid medicine.
Pimiento.
Pimento berries and ginger. And it's one of the first aid medicine for all homes in Jamaica.
What about the rest for life, you know, like the spiritual part? How do you guys work with that here in the mountains?
It is like our sacrament that we use for our own meditation, and also a teacher for the plants actually as a spirit that talks, that reach out to you if you know how to reach out to the plants. They teaches and soothe and heal the spirit and the soul of man.
How often you meditate?
Every right through the day.
Right through the day.
No special time.
No special time.
No.
It's very, very interesting to see that already our great-great-grandmothers and fathers were using cannabis as a medicine. We know that before 1930, 80% of world's medicine was a direct derivative of a cannabis plant or an extraction of a cannabis plant before the 1930s. And still in the local communities where they have absolutely no money to buy medicine, like in the area of Ishpin, where the people completely depend on their local organic farmer, they use cannabis as a medicine for children and elderly.
This is an all-purpose medicine, you know. Like if you have all a sprained foot. Simple, you come in and the rain all wet you up. And you feel all cold in some cold weather. You just come in and take a cork out of here and sip lick up on your tongue. And you use the rest of it and rub up your goodie.
How long you have to fermentate it with the berries and with the marijuana before you use it?
No, sometimes, like that one is about 1 year old.
1 year old?
Yeah.
Can we take a sip?
Yeah, man, it's a great thing to have a sip, man. Not like that, Franco. You take a cork, you can't take surplus.
And see it go down under the tongue.
They also use it for small children?
Yeah.
What kind of
like
problems?
If the small children have cold, like a baby have cold, have flu, you just use it and rub him up and wrap him up in a sheet and him is alright.
And if they have cramps?
If you have belly cramps, I eat that.
Yeah.
You see? And the children them still can't drink it, you know, but you give them a small amount. It's not a thing when you're sick, you know, have to be sick. It's strong, you know. Strong, you know.
Oh.
Strong,
man, it's strong, eh?
Strong,
strong stuff.
I'm going to tell you 1 year, man, you see green.
Oh.
Green, man, right to the carp, man. Yeah. You drink right at it.
That's 80%.
See it?
Maybe 90.
But it's what's in it that makes it strong.
Yeah.
It's like centerbe. In Italy, of centerbe is the same stuff. It's incredible.
Another one.
Oh, I need to cool down.
Kingston.
Yeah, man.
What is in here?
Oh!
Noni.
Noni, yeah.
What's noni?
You show you so.
That's usually 3 to 3.
What the fuck you guys throwing?
Whoa! Oh, that's made me scared.
I'm really about to puke.
Yeah, you have to track it.
This one is good for your back. This one
For your
is
back?
Cancer.
Cancer?
Prostate cancer. Prostate cancer.
Frustrating.
Yeah,
Or prostate?
Yeah, cancer. This one good, very good for it.
And this one?
Bro,
This one good for cancer.
First one was
In pain.
the strong one.
In asthma.
The second one.
Rheumatism. Cramp. Everything.
Tastes like fucking puke.
Your eye. Noni. Very good.
You have one for sex also?
You will stop.
If you're like...
You will stop. You will stop. You make you overdo.
Yeah?
Yeah. 2 over 3 over.
Where's the bottle?
We soon can. Yeah, man. Special one, man. See there.
So how long you live in this area? You have all beautiful coconut, papayas.
You put tobacco in the chart.
I will live here on for 56 years old.
56 years?
Yeah.
How old are you?
56.
You're 50, you're born here?
Yeah.
In this house?
Yes, right in this house.
Really?
That house here.
And you smoke every day the chalice?
Yes.
Only the chalice.
Yeah.
Only the chalice,
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
else.
Chalice is the fire.
Nothing else.
Charas in Jamaica.
Charas in Jamaica. Nice.
How many grams a day you can make?
200.
What, with the hands?
Yeah, with the hand.
200 grams?
When the sun is very hot, yeah, we make up to 200 grams per day.
And how many times you do it?
For the plant?
Yeah?
We make like 3 times, 1 plant.
3 times?
Yeah, 1 plant.
And then after, you leave the plant growing and you sell the bud?
Yes. And it,
So you actually have 2 times
3 times.
benefits or 3 times of this plant. And how many different ways of smoking do you have of the charas here?
No, not only chill split, some just light it and inhale.
Smell it with paperclip?
Yeah, all that sort of thing, you know.
Do you like that?
Yeah, it's good.
Yes.
Because before the local blend would take 6 months to grow.
Yes.
Now these hybrid that come from Europe, 3 months and they are ready.
Yes.
Strong, potent, but when they are in Jamaica with the Jamaican earth and sunlight, they are much better and stronger than what you get in
Europe.
Yes,
Exactly.
Yes.
But, and every 3 years you have to buy new seeds because then it dilutes with the local bushwheat?
Most likely.
Most likely, yeah? This is what happened, eh?
Yeah, depends on how you
do
cultivate
it,
your plants.
Sure. But after 3-4 years you have to get new seeds. You have to start over again.
Yes.
So how many hours a day you rub?
As long as sunlight, sometimes 8 hours a day.
8 hours a day.
Yeah, as long as there's sun.
Yeah, it's a hard job.
Yeah, but there are a lot of other jobs out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a nice job doing something getting high.
So the organic farmers have created a really nice way of making extra money for themselves and their families to send the children to school and to buy the necessary groceries like salt and sugar by creating another product called charas here in Jamaica and having the benefit of making now 2 products of 1 plant.
So how many grams is 1 hand?
Depends on the...
2?
No, it depends on the sunlight.
Yes.
If more sunlight, there's more grams. You can get up to 20 grams on 1 hand.
You can get up to 20 grams on 1 hand?
Yes.
For how long you work for 20 grams on 1 hand?
Probably half hour.
Half hour to an hour.
If the sun was very hot.
But you don't see people doing it all over Jamaica, eh?
No, they don't know the culture. It's here in the mountains.
Only here in the mountains?
Yeah, we have this culture for ourselves.
Yes. And it's only in this area where it happens, the good one.
We make the good charas.
Yeah.
Because here the ganja has more gum than any.
Tell her that the bad things often lose it, and the good things come and choose it. Be yourself in these times.
And how long is this happening here, making charas in the mountains?
It's been here from over 50, 60 years.
50, 60 years?
Yes.
So you learned it from your father and that before. That's how long charas making is happening?
I knew my grandfather planting ganja in these mountains.
And making charas?
And making charas. Yeah.
Where did it come before? Where do you think your great-grandfather learned it from? You have any idea?
Africa.
Africa? Yeah. But which part, you think?
Ghana, Gambia, Gold Coast, all of them places, they ganja in them places. Ganja all over the world, you know.
You think from West Africa?
You see, hashish is really what they call Arab word, you know.
Yeah, assassin come from there.
Yeah. So they make hashish with them, but we usually smoke our ganja as ganja, but they make hashish from there for export to Europe possible, or you know, easier transportation, and they use the smoke,
Yes.
the hashish.
Yes.
For if you do hashish is different from charas.
Yeah.
Hashish is combined with other mixtures with other things. Hashish is brown.
Yeah, it made from dead plant. This is made from a live plant. This is the big difference.
Yes.
Now we are true like survivors. Yes, we try to come this way. Like survivors. Yeah, we have to look, the food is for the child. Yes, like survivors. Yes, we journey from the longest fight.
Shanty and singer.
Hey, we out.
Yo, really good taste.
And them for know Ashanti. Yes, man, it's a must. Representing for the mothers, yeah.
When you go strain hunting, there's gotta be also some relaxing moments. We walk a lot, we don't sleep much, the food is sometimes a bit irregular, and after 2, 3, 4, 5 days of this rhythm, you also need to take a little bit of a rest. And for us in Jamaica, the rest was the jungle spa.
My mama was there cooking butter and dumpling, one soup and could not find pumpkin. Me say she said not go to school, so could not be no dumb thing. No shanty come up and my goals are be confronting, and every day I will be crack. She teach me not to eat and not to go hard. Tell your mama love, it's like a blessing from above. Teach me not to eat and not to go hard. She really make me fly away just like a dove.
Well, with strain hunters, what we consciously try to do is to stay with local people and to stay in local hotels and local accommodation. And for the most part, that's for a number of reasons. One, because we're able to connect better with the people. But occasionally we find ourselves going to horrible, really horrible, or being forced to stay in really horrible hotels and accommodation like that. So we did have to do that one night, and it was actually really good for us to see the other side of Jamaica, to see the Jamaica that they try to portray for the tourists, which is very different to the real thing which we get to experience.
Yeah. Hot. Let them know, yeah.
So much them, daddy. So that's yeah.
How many of these you smoke a day?
Never stop, 21.
21.
And in night, 21 straight. If I herb, I don't stop burning right in night and the day. I man smoke till I man get a certain knowledge out of the smoking.
Yes.
I don't put it down. And it's a harmless, it's a blessed thing, the herb, I see it. Yes, this thing, the government still never lock up people for this thing. This thing grow, we come go see it in the world, then we still make something out of it. If, you know, if someone mad, this herb can bring him come again.
Yeah.
In the whole world, we're talking about smoking, no man tell us, smoking is the best in the world. I see that.
And they smoke weed.
Yeah. I don't want no bad vibes around, just good vibes at all time, the herb. We Rasta, far right, come to change it right now. Bob Marley.
Yeah.
And the future. You see the government in Jamaica? One thing that's the problem in Jamaica. You know why? What? If they free Rasta, Bob Marley, put him as a hero.
Yeah.
Then the world free. We are the end of the world.
Yeah, because not even a highway is named after him.
No. Yeah.
Not even a highway.
No,
no?
so
nothing.
Everything go down Rasta, everything go right down. Through Rasta.
How can it be that not even a highway is named after him?
Sin. 20 people to live, to survive. That is it.
When you travel, you experience. And when you experience the good and you experience the bad at the same time. It's very interesting, it's a learning process. And for me, this learning process culminated in 9 Mile. 9 Mile is the mausoleum of Bob Marley, is where Bob Marley has been put to rest in 1981 after his death. I always kept in my heart a very romantic image of it. I always thought that 9 Miles would have been a very spiritual place, linked to the real image and the real meaning behind Bob Marley. And when we got there and we realized that we were actually entering a Disneyland style operation, it was very disappointing.
Why you fight against me, herbs? Speak up. Because me there, so I hold me vibes and no guns, me no pizza.
When we went to Black River, we definitely encountered one of the most special and spectacular environments in all of Jamaica. Black River is a very swampy area. There's even crocodiles crawling around in the salty waters all over the place. And the fields there are not really fields, are more like islands in the middle of the swamp. We took little canoes and we started going down the river, looking for spots, looking for grow areas. And we had the chance, thanks to 2 or 3 local guys that were really connected with our guides, we had the chance to access these very small patches, but incredible technique. I mean, what these guys are doing in the swamps is seriously impressive. They are building bricks, literally building bricks using the mud and the root system of the plants growing in the swamps. They chop these big square bricks. They probably weigh 20, 30 kilos per brick. They fish them out of the water, pile them up one on top of the other until they build a real island in the swamp.
And can you grow the whole year around?
No rainfall.
No rainfall when you make this?
Yes.
Otherwise it's too difficult.
Exactly. Yeah. We are in the peak, so to speak, of our water.
It's basically natural hydroponics. That's basically what it comes down to. They allow the cannabis plant to grow at full contact with the water. The natural system of the swamps provides nutrients and water to the plants. So it's a very self-sufficient, very guerrilla-style way of growing.
Only in the Mekong Delta in Vietnam they do also a little bit like this.
Yeah, I knew that. Right?
Mekong Delta, a lot of rivers, they grow in the water there.
Yes, yes.
You ever have problem with fungus, mold?
A lot.
A lot?
Yeah.
How many times a year can you plant? 4 times, 5 times?
12 times. 12 months.
12 months.
12 months. you push about, you send out your resume 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Still waiting.
Yeah.
Still waiting.
Yeah, they're not coming?
Jobless.
Yeah man, jobless.
Jobless.
Also, one of the most remarkable things that I've only have seen 1 or 2 times before in life is that they have all their little alive seed banks. And we walked into this field and I saw all the different phenotypes and they're all just standing there. And he explained that this was their seed bank for all their local farmers. He was taking care of them. They had a few of those seed bank pins, we can call them. They were not too big, but they had all the pheno parts of them, and they share their seeds. And exactly this gives you the idea that how easy and how strong this variety of cannabis is. So you basically can preserve a seed bank by keeping it alive.
Is this the original one or is it one of the phenotypes? Has there ever been an original one?
This is the original.
Original lamb's
Yes.
bread. What is the difference between lamb's bread and the rest? Why is lamb's bread so famous?
Because of the flavor.
Okay.
If you can smell, it has a special fragrance.
Yes.
That's different from, you can compare.
Yeah.
My grandfather had this strain of ganja. I born and saw my grandfather planting ganja and his father before him. So that's why we know it's part of the natural creation. We have to preserve the nature. It's our seed bank, it's our pharmacy, it's our home, it's our whole life. These lands you see here, it's the blood, sweat and veins of our ancestors.
Yeah. If you grow one crop, you move every year you move or every 2 years? How do you work?
7 years, every 7 years, sabbatical.
Sabbatical, also
Yes.
here, okay.
Yes.
So
6 years you grow and
6
1
years.
rest.
the lamb's bread, huh?
Yeah.
From you have any idea where those seeds original came from?
Came from like Westmoreland, people in
Westmoreland.
They were the first people.
Okay. What year? Which years?
In 1980s.
In the 1980s already.
Yes. We also try to build seed bank by getting these seeds.
Yes.
And incorporating with our seeds.
Yes.
And bringing different varieties.
Yes.
So sometimes you look, we have 10 different varieties
Yes.
of ganja in one field.
So what's the benefit for you to have 10 different varieties, medicinal?
Because originally ganja is a plant that for 12 months it bears 12 different crops.
Yes.
So that means if you have 12 different crops, you have 12 different type of ganja, 12 different taste, 12 different vibration. 12
Yes. How many seeds you take off of this field? Few buckets.
Yeah, right now he has about 4 buckets.
4 buckets?
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot of seeds.
And still planting other places where we don't keep one field. Because
You have different seed bank fields.
Yeah, different fields, different
Yes.
places. This was the first place in Jamaica and the only place people had ganja like all along where they could come and get ganja. All the ganja came from this part of the mountains.
What is very interesting to see in Jamaica is that there is no real division or real separation between the use of cannabis and religion. And it's the only country in the world where most of the population agrees on the use of cannabis as a sacrament, as a religious help, as a way to communicate with the spirits, with God, with Jah, and as a way to meditate and as a way to feel one with the planet, one love, as Bob Marley used to say.
And how's the government here in Jamaica with the plants?
They want to kill it and them want to have it. For them have their own private plantation.
But they all smoke?
Of course, but in private.
Yeah.
And play hypocrites. The parsons in Jamaica smoke. The preacher, the police, the judge, all of them smoke. Can you fathom how much ganja a Jamaican smoke per day?
That's a good question.
You know, I would like a survey to run.
I would say
for
10
the
grams.
Average. 10 grams?
No ways, man. People are
Oh
doing
my
3
man.
grams.
Hey, you are disrespecting a Jamaican smoker.
And then they're putting a gram of like...
You guys smoke an ounce per person per day, minimum.
Pounds?
Minimum.
Pounds?
Minimum.
No, more.
Look at this, man. You see, when I have all a bag like this.
That's your morning stash.
My morning stash. It's your daily food, man. Right through the day, we have it like this. Only when we eating and sleeping,
This is your morning stash.
My morning stash.
Respect.
You know, see it?
It would be nice if the government comes up with some kind of solution for these little farmers and maybe make a cooperative of those little farmers and they can sell them from cooperative shops in little villages where they can create backpackers hotels like they do in Thailand and other places in Asia. I think they should do that in the Caribbean, in St. Vincent. They should do that in Jamaica. You protect your own local farmer. You give them a share of the cooperative through a shop in a little village. So they all have these kind of micro credits that they are living on. And it would be very, very easy for a big part of the world to organize this and get their green tourism going.
So this is Pura Vida.
Pura vida.
For me, Jamaica was one of the highlights of my strain hunter trips. You heard a lot of different stories, of course, about Jamaica. Well, every country has its social problems. But fortunately for Jamaica, there are a lot of good things. There's a very, very friendly environment. If you go into the mountains, you meet very, very friendly people. You find a lot of good different phenotypes of cannabis plants all around the island.
Wow.
So I would really, really encourage everybody to go and take a holiday on Jamaica. And don't go to the big resorts, but go to the local areas and hang out there.
Hot, 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 hot. Red, red, red. I live on red. Yeah. The doctor. The doctor?
The doctor?
Chicks. You know?
Who's the doctor?
Any doctor.
Any doctor.
Oh, any doctor.
Not any doctor. Chicks.
Yes.
You have to be careful of that guy.
You have to be careful for him.
I don't want to be careful of that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's have eat good food. Yeah. Let's keep away from a doctor.
Hey, Scoopy, you smoke alone or what?
You Franco.